Hello, I'm Jimena Martinez Rodriguez. I'm a student of Materials Design for Face-to-Face Environment course. Well, I'm here to talk a little bit about materials development in language teaching article wrote by Professor Brian Tomlinson. We must keep in mind that ELT materials contain a high number of resources that contribute significantly to the learning process. Therefore, it's important that they can captivate the learner to motivate them in the acquisition of a new language. As the article says, language learning can be explicit or implicit. As a material developer, we must build material to reach either declarative knowledges or procedural knowledges. But in my opinion, it would be amazing if ELT material can reach those two dimensions of knowledges. In order to achieve the proposal, the principal approaches bring to the development of ELT materials. It is important to take into account what the ELT material should have. ELT materials should achieve impact. This is a good starter. Curiosity, attention, and motivation are things that they help learners to feel at ease. It is important when you're teaching a second language to have materials that promote comfortable, relaxing, and peaceful feelings during the learning process. And those are the top ones materials to allow us to achieve the goal. ELT materials should help learners to develop confidence. This gives them the opportunity to feel confident, which allows the learners to take the risk and enhance their skills. There is another important point in the ELT materials development, and is the topics they should be perceived by the learners as relevant and useful. Materials should require and facilitate learners' self-investment. The material should motivate them to build projects and any activity that promotes creativity and application of the knowledge. Another thing the materials should do is to expose the learners to a language in the authentic use. This stimulates the students' interaction with others and offering moments where students can apply knowledge through a physical response. Materials should provide students with opportunities to use the target language for communication purposes, as they are an opportunity to acquire and share new knowledge. ELT materials should take into account that the positive effects of instructions are usually delayed. They also should provide the learners with the opportunities to use the target languages to achieve communicative purposes. When we decide to create an ELT material, we had to take into account that learners differed in learning styles. This is perhaps one of the biggest challenges experienced by material developers and teachers. This means that activities should be variable and ideally should cater to all learning styles. The ELT materials developer should take into account that learners differ in effective attitudes. And I agree with the author that an important point is that materials should not force to speak prematurely target language and shouldn't force silence. There are many ways to encourage learners to participate or remain silent for a longer time. No less important, we must also take into account that materials should maximize learning potential by encouraging intellectual, aesthetic, and emotional involvement, which stimulate both right and left brain activities. And there are two more things. Materials should not rely too much on controlled practices, and materials should provide opportunities for outcome feedback. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation a lot.